Spring Black Friday is on at the Home Depot. Save on grills and patio sets that will be sure to bring your hosting game up a notch. Fire up your feast with help from the Home Depot and save on grills. Like the Next Grill 4-burner propane gas grill was $249, now in special buy for $199. Or give everyone the best seat in the yard with the Hampton Bay Mayfield Park 4-piece conversation set for only $399. Save on grills and patio sets with low prices guaranteed during Spring Black Friday only at the Home Depot. Now through April 22nd, while supplies last. Exclusions apply. See homedepot.com/price match for details.
Pepsi Prebiotic Cola in original and cherry vanilla. That Pepsi taste you love with no artificial sweeteners and 3 grams of prebiotic fiber. Pepsi Prebiotic Cola. Unbelievably Pepsi.
This is Optimal Relationships Daily. Why do women have to change? Why do men get a free pass? By Marc Katz of evanmarckatz.com. I've been running a relationship survey filled out by 720 women and a couple of guys so far, and the results have been astounding. So many interesting, heartfelt, vulnerable questions, which if I didn't have a day job as a dating coach, I would love to answer one by one. Many of the questions come from a genuinely curious place, and there are simple, straightforward answers. Where do I meet quality men? Everywhere, including online. What qualities are men really looking for? Fun, attractive, easygoing, nurturing. Why do they profess to like independent women, but choose women who rely on them for financial and emotional support? Why do they want a woman who is needy? Men want to feel important and needed. Independent women don't provide that feeling. But, to me, the juiciest question I received out of all of them, and I got it 2 or 3 times, is the one that has been asked periodically on this blog. Why are women expected to change the way they operate in order to be successful in relationships, but men get a pass? Sigh. If you've been reading for a while, you know how strongly I feel about this subject, how I've taken to the comment boards to defend myself, how it genuinely pains me when readers misunderstand the role of dating advice. So, let's all get on the same page with this. Dating advice is for the person who asks the question. It is not for the man who is the cause of the quote-unquote problem. Therefore, any woman who asks me whether her boyfriend should change will be met with one of 2 responses. Given that you can't change men, and yes, this is a given, you should either A, accept him, or B, leave him. Sometimes there is a C, discuss your feelings with him, but mostly my advice is of the stay or go variety. If you think I'm giving men a free pass, you are clearly forgetting about choice B, dump him. If I'm encouraging half the women to dump their boyfriends, how am I giving men a free pass? Oh, I got it. I'm not encouraging enough women to dump their boyfriends. Many times I preach tolerance and acceptance. And in your experience, you've already tolerated enough. Fair enough. Then dump him. Dump every single man who trips off your radar in some way. What you will probably notice is that you will be single for a long time, because every single man will trip off your radar in some way. If he doesn't trip off your radar, you're probably not seeing him very clearly, and you're forgiving fatal flaws like workaholism, selfishness, narcissism, and commitment phobia. The fact is, if you are going to be a girlfriend, you need to accept all of your boyfriend, warts and all, just as you'd like him to accept you. If you simply can't accept him because his behavior is egregious, then leave. I think we can agree on that, can't we? Good. I am working for you here, and it kills me when you think I am a double agent for men. Still, your perception persists. Why does it seem that dating advice is always telling women to change and letting men off the hook? 3 reasons you might think that. 1. Women ask for dating advice. Men generally don't. The dating advice you read is, by its very nature, dating advice for women. I am a dating coach who works primarily with women. The self-help section of any bookstore is 90% geared towards women. This is not a media conspiracy telling women that they're flawed and men are perfect. This is a market reaction to the demand for this kind of advice. Number 2, when men do ask for help, it doesn't involve understanding women. You want to know what men are looking for online? Pickup Girls had 110,000 searches last month. Compare that with Understanding Women, which had 22,000 Google searches. And you can see the problem. Men may need help in this arena, but they do not ask for help. So, could I write a manifesto about how men need to be better listeners, more consistent, more long-term thinkers, more sensitive, more strong, more fit, more flexible, etc.? Sure. But who would I be writing it for? You'd love it because it would validate your beliefs about men, but men would not be interested in reading it. And number 3, people who give advice want to actually give advice. So if 200 women write me and say, my boyfriend's a lying, cheating scumbag who impregnated me, gave me AIDS and emptied my bank account, but I really love him, what should I do? I'm not going to answer the question on my blog. The answer is obvious. Dump him. The questions that dating coaches and dating experts do want to answer are the ones where the original questioner is going to have her beliefs challenged, not validated. That's what makes for interesting reading. Believe me, if I answered a new letter every Thursday and the answer week after week was dump the toxic guy, you'd get really, really bored, as would I. So, to sum up, who asks for dating help? Women. What do they want help on? Understanding men. What is the first thing to understand about men? You can't change them. You can only change how you react to them. Does that mean that men get a free pass because women have to change? No. It means you have to define what behavior you should and should not accept from men. That's what I try to write about. So, is my perception that you're biased in favor of men true? No, not at all. 90% of my questions are from women. So 90% of my answers will be about how women can better adjust to a situation. If 90% of my questions were from men, they'd get the exact same treatment. In fact, you'll see me playing devil's advocate in almost everything I write, because there's no point in giving advice that validates the original questioner. There's nothing to learn if your original belief system is never being challenged. I hope this is a reasonable explanation as to why I write what I write. I spend 4 hours a day, every day, on the phone with women. I wouldn't be able to do so if I didn't love them, care about them, and genuinely want to help them find happy, healthy relationships. You just listened to the post titled, Why Do Women Have to Change? Why Do Men Get a Free Pass? By Marc Katz of evanmarckatz.com.
You tell yourself, no one wants your college-era band tees. But on Depop, people are searching for exactly what you've got. You once paid a small fortune for them at merch stands. Now, a teenager who calls them vintage will offer that same small fortune back. Sell them easily on Depop. Just snap a few photos and we'll take care of the rest. Who knew your questionable music taste would be a money-making machine? Your style can make you cash. Start selling on Depop, where taste recognizes taste.
Good sleep is everything. That's why Ollie's Science Back Support is made with a blend of melatonin and L-theanine for both kiddos and grown-ups. So when your mind won't switch off, you've got something that can help. Your racing thoughts and restless nights won't stand a chance. Find Ollie Sleep Solutions for the whole family at ollie.com. That's OLLY.com.
And thank you to Evan for sharing more of his work with us. So I thought he did a good job of demystifying why dating advice seems gender biased, attributing it to market demand and just the nature of the questions received. Nothing wrong with that. It's a logical response, and he has a long professional history to back up his claim, obviously. However, for me, I guess the critique here is in the underlying assumption that the responsibility for successful relationships disproportionately falls on women. I wasn't really fond of his options of accept him or leave him. To me, that oversimplifies complex relationship dynamics and just reinforces gender roles. So I guess a discussion on why men might not seek relationship advice as frequently as women would have added more to the article. He might have also offered a more balanced approach, suggesting ways in which women could even help men engage in self-reflection and change. But I could see how that might have strayed from the theme he was trying to stick with. So, with that, we are going to wrap things up for today. Thank you, as always, for tuning in, folks. As you know, we couldn't do this without you. I appreciate you staying through to the end, though. That means a lot. So have a great rest of your day, and I hope to see you back here tomorrow for more. That's where your optimal life awaits.